morning, guys. Oh, I just pulled you out of your stand. Hold on. Good thing we're in traffic. I don't have to have both hands on the wheel. So it is, oh, now you're too low. Would you guys hold still? Thank you. Okay. So it is Wednesday, March 28th. Gosh, if I don't get my eyes checked, I'm never going to see this thing. It is 42 degrees outside. It's very cloudy today. They're calling for rain like the whole rest of the week. But the good news is today is my Friday because spring break starts tomorrow. We have off in my county Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I am looking forward to doing some resting and some relaxing, getting some things done. I have an appointment tonight, so I'm working twice today. I'm working today, and then I'm working tonight as my consulting job. As soon as that is over, I actually did not book any consulting jobs over spring break. I just wanted a break. I just wanted I'm not doing anything for, 5 days. So, I want to get some stuff done in the house. I want to get, my living room is clean. My living room stays fairly clean, even though we kind of live in it. But we live in an old house. It's over 100 years old, or at least the portions of the house are over 100 years old. And the living room is one of the oldest structures, not only in my house, but in my neighborhood, because it has a brick fireplace or a stone fireplace that was like one of the first things of the house that were built. So it's old. It was updated in the 60s, and deeded in the 60s. The house was actually there before it was deeded. So it's an old house, and it's got lots of problems. It's a labor of love, but like I've said before, I grew up in this house, and when my parents decided that they had had enough of trying to take care of this house and they were going to move to South Carolina, I bought it, because if you would have seen me when they said they were moving and they moved all their stuff out, I went down to the house. I touched every wall. I touched every window. I sat on every floor. I touched every tree in the yard. I went into the attic and touched every beam. Even thinking about it, like, chokes me up. And I cried. I just cried the entire time, because it was every memory I've ever had. It is the only house, except one other, that I've ever lived in. And I've lived in, I think we counted, there were 6 now. I've lived in 6 different places. But this was the only house I've ever lived in where, if I was told I'm never moving again, I'm okay with it. I don't love the house all the time. I miss an upstairs. We came out of a really big house to move into this little tiny house, and I do miss that house. But it's the only house that if you said this is the house you're going to stay in forever, it doesn't bother me. The house will be paid off in 7 years. I have 7 years left to pay this house off, so that is like a huge, it'll be done, and then Norm and I can pick up and just go wherever we want, close the house down if we want to, and go. I forget where I was going with this. But I do love this house, but it does need to be updated. The living room is where I want it to be. It's as best as I can do with it, and that's mostly decoration and paint. I would like to repaint it. So Norm and I have this all the time fight. Not a fight, but when we pick out paint colors. So Norm has this really strange, he's colorblind. He's got a red-green deficiency. But he used to make ink. So he can look at a color and kind of see the formula in it and know what we call it. So he can look at red and know that it's red, because he knows that when he sees whatever that shade is, it's red. So the funny thing is, though, he sees other colors as green when they're not. So for example, we painted our house green like a couple of houses ago. We painted the basement green, and he thought it looked gray. Well, we painted the kitchen gray, and he thinks it looks green. So that's one of his things. But the other thing is that in the house inside, whenever we pick out wall colors, I always pick a color that's slightly darker than he wants. I wanted the gray in our kitchen this time to be a little darker than what he picked, or than what we ended up picking. Not a lot, like not as dark as the countertops. I wanted the countertops to look like concrete, like cement, because I love that look, and I just was not going to be pouring concrete in my kitchen. But that's what I wanted the two countertops to look like, and they do. So lighter than that is what the kitchen, and our kitchen was really, really dark before, and now it's so bright. And I love it. I love my kitchen. So over Easter break, this is where I was going with that. Wow, that was a really long explanation to tell you that I need to clean my kitchen, or to clean my living room. So I'm going to clean and dust everything in the living room, get that reorganized and decorated, I guess. I did not go up in the attic and get my Easter decorations. So weird thing about my family is we celebrate Easter, we celebrate Christmas, but our way of life, the official dates of both of those things that we celebrate are prior to those days. But because our jobs, you know, don't let us off for those days, we end up celebrating them on Easter and Christmas, even though they're not called Easter and Christmas for us. But we call them Easter and Christmas because it's just easier to people understand that we're celebrating something. So I don't know if that made any sense, but so I didn't go up into the attic and get down our Easter decorations. I just kind of don't feel like it. All the kids want Easter baskets, which I'm going to do. I'm going to go up and get baskets of some type. It might not be their official baskets, but there's baskets upstairs, and I'm just going to grab 3 and do it. So they will have baskets. They want baskets, like I said before, that are like partially healthy, partially junk food. So I'm going to try not to get them anything that I would eat. So my big Easter problem is Peeps. I can't buy Peeps. I will eat the whole box of whatever it is I get. And if I make them for them, I'm that mom who used to go through and take like 1 Peep out of each basket so that they wouldn't know that somebody took them. I do love Jelly Belly jelly beans. It's the only kind of jelly bean I like. And Norm's company, their training facility in California is near the Jelly Belly factory, so they have a relationship with them. And they often send them little tiny packs of jelly beans for, like, to give away to nurses and stuff. Norm sells hospital communications. So he's in corporate sales. So he's like, it's not like a radio. It's like he's putting in all of the nurse call system for the entire hospital, that kind of thing. So they send these little tiny packs of Jelly Bellies. Well, there's, excuse me, I want to say there's something like 8 or 9 jelly beans in it, and that only comes out for like 2 points or something like that. So every now and then he'll bring me like 1 little pack of those Jelly Bellies, and it's good. But one year he brought me, this was before I was on Weight Watchers, he brought me a box of assorted Jelly Bellies, and they were actually like already sorted out for you and told you what the flavors were. Oh my goodness, I ate probably the whole box within a couple of days, and it was ridiculous. So I am not making myself an Easter basket. My children, whom I love, are silly and will like fight over who makes the better Easter basket for mom. However, thank you so much to everybody who was asking me about Amber. Amber's fine. Because of some shakeups within her company and her business, her industry in general, Amber lost her job. So she is currently looking. She'll be fine. But I also don't want her spending any money to try to like make mom an Easter basket. So I'm hoping that she doesn't do that. And Amber, if you're watching, don't do that. And I know you watch these sometimes. You'll probably be mad at me for just saying what's going on with you too, but I love you. So anyway, I want to clean my living room. I want to get both bathrooms. We remodeled one bathroom in the house. We have not touched the other one, but I want to get both of them real clean. I want to get my bedroom real clean. And then sometime over spring break, I want to go clean my basement. My basement gets real dusty. So not only do I have the 2 big dogs, but the basement in general and the house in general just gets very dusty. It's got a lot of wood, a lot of hard surfaces in my house, so it gets real dusty. I have tried several times to turn my basement into a workout / yoga studio kind of thing, and it's still just a basement. Like, it doesn't matter what I do to it, I can't seem to get this thing to look bright and sunny, because it is a basement. It is below ground, and it has 2 windows where very little bit of sun comes through. There's 3 windows total, but 2 of them, very little bit of sun comes through, and then 1 you actually get a little bit of sun. My treadmill's down there. There's a TV down there, so that I can do yoga. There's all my yoga mats. You know, and the thing is, every time I redo this into a pretty area, somebody ends up having to come either live with us or stay with us for a little while. So, and the basement is the only place we have for anyone to do that. So, you know, a visit is no big deal. I can put the studio back together. But I'm always worried about, you know, someone having to come and live with us for a little while. When you have kids, that happens. I am not anticipating anyone right now. But again, it's almost like every time I do it, that happens. And not only am I worried about certain people in my life, but I just don't want to jinx it, you know, even though there's things happening with a couple of them who I do worry might need a place to stay. I also don't want to jinx anyone else by putting this studio back together. So I know that sounds really dumb, but I do want to go down and clean it. I've got some, I got a pile, like a mountain of old bedclothes. So Carly got a new bed and Danny got a new bed. And so I have a lot of like twin bed, because they don't have twin beds anymore. There's no twin beds in our house. I've got a lot of twin bed sheets and fitted sheets and comforters. And I got, like, they're all fabric, you know, obviously. And I have a real hard time throwing fabric away. Because I always think someone's going to want it or use it, or I don't know. So, but anyway, I'm going to go through those and probably put them in some trash bags and take them and donate them either to an animal shelter or something like that. But they're all just kind of sitting in the middle of the basement floor right now. There is, with Norm's mom passing, we have boxes and boxes of pictures, which Norm has been through and I believe saved what he wanted. But he's got some cousins that also want to go through them. And they're not cousins that we see a lot. So, we're just going to have to put them away. The thing is, my basement sometimes gets wet. Not real wet, but like little places will get wet here and there because it's a cinder block house. And if it rains hard enough, and water pools or snow pools, we will sometimes get little spots in the basement. And I don't want these pictures to be on the floor. So, I actually think I want to take these pictures and put them in the attic. Believe it or not, my attic is drier than my basement. So, now I shouldn't have said that, but, you know. But anyway, if I don't put them in the basement, I actually want to talk to Norm about getting a set of shelves and putting them in the, or putting them in the attic, getting a set of shelves and putting them in the basement on some shelving. So I want to go and do that. I want my basement to have some type of living space. I don't care if I turn it into a gym or put a chair down there or an office or something, but I want to turn the basement into some type of living space. Right now I feel like it's this open area where we just don't utilize it for anything other than storage. And it's a great storage area, and the front could be a storage area with no problem, and the back is still as big as a bedroom. So I do want to get that done. That's one of my goals over spring break. I've always wanted to redo my laundry room, but guys, my laundry room is like a dungeon. I mean, it's really, when my dad had the house, he actually turned it into a safe room. It has places for food, and the well that we used to have actually had access in there. It had a place where the fireplace dropped down, and you could actually light a fire. I mean, it's a crazy little room. It used to be stocked with all this duct tape, and you could duct tape all the windows and we had steel doors, and it was a safe room, and then there's a fake wall, and it's craziness. But because my dad was in the Army Reserves, and when he was there, he did like chemical weaponry, and we live near several military bases, and my dad was always one of those people who believed that something chemical was going to happen. So he had this safe room, and it was ready for an accident, not necessarily an attack, but an accident. So it's not as safe as it used to be, but there's still remnants of a bunker. Like, my laundry room is basically a bunker. So, you know, it's hard to turn into something pretty. But I've thought about, you know, painting the walls. I've thought about putting fabric on the walls. I've thought about repainting the shelves. But the floor back there is concrete, and that's probably one of the places that get a little bit of water every now and then. So all of our systems are back there, our HVAC, except for the, you know, the outside unit. But is that the right term? HVAC, is that right? I don't know. Our hot water heater is back there, that kind of thing. So so yeah, like, I want to change the basement. I don't even know what I want to use the basement for, other than a gym. Like I said, I would like to turn the basement into a gym, and not be in anyone's way, because you have to go through the basement to get to the laundry room. My stairs are very narrow going to the basement, so it's never, for me, going to be like an entertaining area. Like, we're not going to be able, we tried that when I was a kid. We had couches down there, and you can't even get a couch in there. You have to take the couch apart to put it in, because the doors and everything is so narrow. When Amber was down there and she had a queen size bed, we had to take apart the box spring, literally take it apart and then nail it back together to get it back down there, or to get it down there, because everything is so narrow to get down there. So imagine taking laundry baskets down there. So I'm not looking at this as like an entertainment area. You know, we're not going to put a couch and a TV and a rug down there. We tried that when I was a kid. My mom and dad used it because my mom wanted a formal living room with no TV in it. We all had TVs in our bedroom, so they used it for a while, and then honestly ended up putting the TV back in the living room, and because they ended up just using the bedrooms as you know, to watch TV. And then when I moved out and there was no more kids there, they turned one of the bedrooms into a TV room, and still had no TV in the living room. So we have a TV in the living room, and I don't know. I don't know what to do with my basement. Like, yes, I do want some storage down there. I want to, again, talk to Norm about putting some shelves in the front area so that I can put all those boxes of pictures. I have 2 dog crates down there, which I honestly don't know what I want to do with. I feel like we kind of need the dog crates because I may need to crate them at some point, but I hardly ever crate them anymore. They stay in the kitchen when we're out of the house, or I can just, once I get the basement all cleaned up, just put them in the basement. But I don't know. Don't know what I want to do. We also want to paint the outside of the house. We're not going to do that over spring break, but that's another big project we've got on the horizon. We spend a lot of time in the summer outside, so you'll see a lot of that, because not only do we do a lot of camping, but we have an in-ground pool, and we call it the short resort, and we hang out there all summer, and you'll see that too. But anyway, I've been babbling for 20 minutes and nothing about Weight Watchers. So let me tell you Weight Watchers real quick. I have definitely been eating less food, like just sheer like volume of food, mainly because, again, didn't go to the grocery store, didn't meal prep, so I'm just eating what I can. I have eaten 2 fast food salads in the last couple of days. I ate a Chick-fil-A salad, which was delicious, for 3 points, and I ate a McDonald's salad yesterday for 4 points, and both of them were phenomenal. Like, I really enjoyed both of them. Last night for dinner we had tacos, and deconstructed tacos. Doesn't that sound fancy? No, it just means that I don't put them in the shell. I just crush the shell up on top of it and have like a taco salad. So I brought that for lunch, and with my sour cream and taco shell, that's 4 points. I did bring some waffles for breakfast, just in case I get hungry, but I'm going to try really hard not to eat them. If I, excuse me, if I end up eating them, I'll show you. But I try real hard not to eat those, because this morning I got on the scale, and like I said to you, I've been between 171 and 173. And this morning I was 171, so I am down from not eating as much food, and also because I have been going the last 2 days. I don't see myself having any Jell-O anytime soon, so I had made some Jell-O, and the 1 week it didn't set up, and I realized that was because I put pineapples in it. And then I had been doing Jell-O for like the last month. And somehow a container of the Jell-O that I made didn't get used, and it didn't get rotated. And I ended up with this Jell-O the other day that tasted terrible, like it had gone bad. I didn't even Jell-O could go bad, but I guess it was the fruit that was in it. And I took like 1 bite, and it was so gross that I spit it out. And I ended up, I don't want Jell-O anymore. That was a terrible little look there. Watch, that'll be the thumbnail. But anyway, I don't want the Jell-O anymore. So I have 2 things of it at home I need to, that are already made. I need to throw those away. But I haven't been bringing those, as a snack. I haven't been snacking, like going, and getting cookies or pretzels or anything like that. I haven't been bringing popcorn. I haven't been bringing crackers or anything that's like that snacky stuff. I do want to get some carrot chips, because I do need, something crunchy every now and then. But I've been doing salads, and I've been okay with salads. And I think I've been okay with salads because in my head, it has turned to spring, even though it's only 42 degrees. And in spring, I'm okay with eating salad. I can eat salad every day. I want hot food and comfort food when it's winter time. So anyway, 171 this morning, 171.2. So could I get down to 160 something before my birthday? Sure. Is it going to happen? No, because my birthday's next Friday. But by my year on Weight Watchers, which would be May 23rd, could I have lost 50 pounds? Could. Will I? Probably not. Because I will still be at like 47, 48 pounds when I finally do get to 169. So, we'll see. All right, so I got to get off here because it is 25 minutes. I've been jabbering on, and I still want to show you my food for today. So you guys have a great day. It is Wednesday, start of spring break. I don't know how much I'm going to see you guys in the next 5 days. I don't know what filming is going to be like. Am I going to want to? Am I going to not want to? Am I going to be busy? If I do any cleaning or redecorating or whatever, I'll try to show you. I'll do before and after pictures. But I will talk to you guys soon, and have a great day.